So in today's video, we're going to talk about why we tend to put people on a pedestal and how to change this. Because as long as we're having anybody else on our outer world that is higher than us, we will always be in the victim position. We will be playing it small and we will not be able to magnetize whatever it is that is truly for us. So usually when we do something that is not beneficial, it is actually benefiting us somewhere. And once we find that benefit somewhere and we can actually demystify it by actually breaking it down, only then can we change it. So if actually putting anybody on a pedestal is not assisting us in any way that we can actually create the reality we're wanting, then where is it actually assisting us and how does it make us feel? Well, let's look at what can be the thing that we might be gaining through putting anyone on a pedestal in our outer world. So let's use a specific person, for example. So we're putting a specific person on a pedestal and we are actually putting them on a pedestal because we have attributed different characteristics to this person, or abilities, or lifestyle that, a certain lifestyle they have, that we have believed that when we have it for ourselves, because we assume that they do, right, that we will be complete, fulfilled, and happy, and I don't know what else, right, feeling like a winner, or feeling blissful, or... So what we have done is we have created this assumption about them that because they have what they have, what we assume again when they have, because, seeing somebody having a very, very successful, financially successful life does not mean that they have everything they want. For somebody that's not actually experiencing a abundant life at the moment can mean that. So we can see how we can have distorted what that person is actually experiencing, and it might be a perceived, everything is a perceived reality. Nothing is really, nobody's looking at life and reality without any filters. So there we go. So our assumption about this person can be very, very wrong. Now, in order to actually be able to break this down and see that, we have assumed many things that are maybe totally wrong. So this assumption that somebody is very, very wealthy, and that means that actually means for us that when somebody's wealthy, that means they have everything it is they want. And this is not true, because what we are looking for through objects, even through the material world, what we're looking for, like through financial achievements and whatever it is that we're wanting in life, what we're really looking through these achievements is actually to fill up a void, to feel a sense of completeness, of peace, to be accepted, to feel worthy, important, you see? So all these emotional states are not guaranteed that when we do succeed in our business, in our, relationships with others, that we will feel that. We might have unfulfilling relationships. We still have relationships, but they're unfulfilling. We might be achieving, in our businesses, like great financial breakthroughs and making millions of dollars or euros, and that can still create a sense of unfulfillment within us, or a sense of unworthiness within us, because we will look at the next thing that we don't have, right? So we might have one, but we're not having the other. So we can break this down by actually questioning our assumptions. We have to make them specific, right? So write down why we have put this person on a pedestal. What kind of qualities have we attributed to this person that we believe is very far from us having them ever? And breaking them down through questioning our assumptions that just because we assume that this person has this doesn't mean that they do. And if they do, let's say they really do have what we assume they do. So one part of it is to question our assumptions. The other part of it is actually to say, okay, so this person has this. We can actually make it specific. They have, I don't know, they have children, for example, and I don't. So in this, which is, it's not so much of assumption, it's a reality. We could actually go and see, how does me not having children make me feel? How does it make me feel within? And then, okay, so we're gonna be wanting to work to break down the pedestal. In order to do this, we need to actually find all those voids that we have actually unloved within us, and not go and actually have children. We could do that too. I mean, or go make money, or go have a relationship. We can have all that too, of course. We're gonna go and actually fill up those unloved parts within ourselves, so that we can actually create the reality from an abundant state instead of a lack, right? Because we could create, we could make money from feeling lack, or from actually feeling, being in a state of flow. We can actually have children by needing them, or, just wanting them, so that it doesn't mean that, that my children will fill up my unworthiness wound. We can actually create from both states of being, right? One is actually through force, and the other one's through flow. We can choose though. Usually the ego thinks it's only possible through force, which is another story for another video. However, what we're going to want to do for this video is actually going to go see where we have, because the reason why we deify or we put others on a pedestal is because we are not looking at what is needing love within ourselves. Once we detect those voids, those little holes of, neediness of love, that are expecting love from us, because that's the only love they can get, really. Everything else is just going to be a codependent relationship, right? And it's going to just be triggering our wounds. Once we go and fulfill those needs within ourselves, then automatically the other person becomes human instead of deified as a god, as something above and, so far-fetched that we can't even have. And so that's when we actually are able to adopt those attributes that we actually acknowledge in the other. We can adopt them because now they're made simplified. They're made simple and something that we can actually give ourselves. They're not made something that is rare and very far away from who we are, right? We bring those attributes as well at an eye level that we can actually meet, right? And have. Because we've become those parts. So let's go and see when we actually put another person on a pedestal, and let's say they have children, for example, or they have money, or let's say, okay, let's use the same example with the abundance. So they have money, right? And so either they have money or children or anything else. You could put anything else in that phrase. They have this. Let's go and see, how do I feel that I don't have this? What does that mean for me? Does that make me less important? Does that make me feel like a loser? Whatever it does make me feel, I just write it down. Even if it's painful, the more triggering it is, the better, because that means it will trigger our wound, and then we can go and love ourselves there. So once we are able to actually detect every single thing that we have projected, positive traits we have projected on a specific person, and then we come and reverse it to see how it is feeling for us to not have whatever they have. And then by triggering this wound within us, we go and just bring love and presence there by being present with our inner child. We actually start, right, breaking down the pedestal. Because we don't have to put them down to feel better. We could actually just, fill up those voids of neediness that we have within ourselves. Maybe jealousy can come up, resentment, and these are actually feelings and emotions that have been very much shamed and judged as wrong, and most of us don't even allow to feel resentment and shame and jealousy. And in this video, I just want to share with you that it's very healthy to feel everything. It's actually the most liberating thing, and the more we allow to feel, the more we allow others to feel as well, and to be able to be their raw, authentic selves. And how about if we could make everything okay to feel anything? How about if I'm not above where I would think I am? You know, sometimes we say, oh no, I'm above jealousy, I don't feel jealous. How about if actually feeling jealousy and being here for that part of ourselves that is so desperate and needy and wanting? How about if that's real coolness instead of not feeling it? You know what I mean? I actually believe it's really cool to be honest. And if that's feeling jealous and feeling resentful and feeling shame, it's really cool to acknowledge it, really cool to be able to actually admit it and share it. It's so liberating for our physical bodies. We actually move energy this way. So that's another way we could actually break down the pedestal. And another way would be to realize that the only reason why we put somebody on a pedestal is because we're expecting them to save us. So the only person we would put on a pedestal is a potential savior. And the drama triangle. So a potential savior is always a potential villain in our narrative, in our story. And we're certainly, most certainly, always the victim. We're not the potential, we are the victim waiting to be saved, the damsel in distress, you know? Because whoever is not the villain yet is a potential villain or a potential savior, which means potential and potential. I'm still the victim, waiting for something outside of me to hurt me because something outside of me could save me. And waiting for something outside of me to save me because only something outside of me could hurt me, which doesn't even make sense, right? We would want to find all these and become self-responsible by wanting to grow through triggers, owning our part in whatever's happening, seeing how we are depriving ourselves from something and how we can give ourselves what it is we're wanting, how we ourselves are hurting ourselves, and how we ourselves can accept ourselves and shift this game around. So, wow, yeah, if we are wanting to acknowledge this reality that we have put ourselves in the victim position because we do not trust ourselves. We trust somebody outside of us more than ourselves, and it will never come. And this is self-betrayal. How about if we could actually allow for those feelings, you know, to see that nobody on our outer world is coming to save us, ever. And that could be very triggering, and that's when we go and give ourselves that love and attention and presence we need from our inner world. So my name is Maro, and I'm the founder of Awakening Games. And for this video, we have completed whatever I had to share with you today. However, if you need more information, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, contact me, and ask questions, comment, share, subscribe, like, and do all these things if my content resonates with you. Also, I'd love to tell you that I'm creating many beautiful courses at the moment that I call game shops, and I'll be posting them under every description box that resonates most with whatever topic that is being shared through here, our channel on YouTube. And if you are wanting something specific, please don't hesitate to reach out.